So we continue our discussion on the key points on how a person could actually be successful. So we've discussed that basically success, the key to success is communication. And communication is all about being able to talk, and I've actually set points that when you speak to someone, you must be touching certain points so that you'll be able to communicate properly. So why is communication a key to success? We could think of many examples. For example, what makes a doctor be known? You get to appreciate a doctor, someone you go to for your health or something, is someone who could actually communicate in layman's language and for you to understand. Because when a person is communicating to you, he's able to convey his ideas to you. Okay, and so you get to appreciate this person, and you wanna learn from this person. So at the same time, the person who has some ideas need to communicate these ideas for him to be successful. So in talking, there are principles in talking which we've discussed. One, timing. T stands for timing. That's one key for success. What is timing? Timing is all about knowing what to say at the right time and place, and finding or setting up that person to have 100% focus on what you would like to convey. The second point we discussed was on appreciation. Being able to appreciate is also very important as a key for us to be successful in our communication. Number third is listening. So this right now, what we would like to be discussing right now is the point on knowledge, that you have to be knowledgeable and actually know what you're talking about. It's like talking or conveying business. It's like, in a way, going to war. Let's say you go to war and you don't have ammunitions. You have a blank gun and you're just shooting blank bullets. So similarly, in the world of business, right, it's very important for us to have knowledge and actual content of what we would like to convey or what we would like to sell to others. Because without knowledge and content, then you'll just be talking blah blah blah, and people won't appreciate that because they will immediately know that you don't know what you're talking about. So it's very important for us to equip ourselves with the knowledge of either the product that we're selling, knowledge of the company that we're representing, knowledge about the extent of why we like to share this product to others. Because right now it's really all about sharing, and the reason we're sharing to people because we had a good experience of that particular thing, or we would like to share with them. And people appreciate more sharing than when you're trying to sell something. So then I go back to really the point of being knowledgeable, right? That you have to have some knowledge, extensive knowledge on the topic, on the subject that you would like to speak about, especially when you're sharing an idea. So that's why it's very important for us to be knowledgeable, is that we must be doing our due diligence. We must be asking the right questions. We must be open to negative criticism. People would have objections on what you will be able to, what you're trying to offer them. They might have some oppositions because they don't understand. So you must be also ready to be able to answer their questions. without you getting upset, without you being caught in a situation wherein you cannot answer the questions, the primary questions that they have. This is very important, because the reason people ask questions because they have fear. They don't want to risk, so they would throw you many difficult questions like, I don't have time for this. Yeah, that's also an objection. This business you're offering me is not for me. So there are common objections that people would be throwing at you. And those are pretty much common with anyone who is afraid or who doesn't want to. The reason they're afraid is they don't know what it is. Yeah, so ignorance is fear. Ignorance is the cause of fear. And so in the beginning, we're dealing with a lot of people that are fearful, that are afraid. They don't know us. They don't know the business we're getting into. So you must be able to make them comfortable and assure them, okay, that what you're offering is good for them. Because if they actually see that what you're sharing is going to be good for them, it's going to benefit them, then why would they run away? You know, just like if you're giving away something really nice, right? Of course, today people will wonder, why is he giving this away? You know, what's the catch here? You know, people are always afraid, what's the catch here? And so that's the reason they'll be asking you questions. So you have to be knowledgeable and be able to answer those difficult questions. And if you're caught not knowing, you just go, hey, that is a very important question. I don't have the answer. Be truthful. You say, I don't have the answer, but I'll get back to you. So this is how I always get away from, instead of pretending I know something, right? I try to be, not try, but I am honest. I be honest and say, oh, I don't know the answer to this question, but I'll find out and I'll get back to you. And so by doing that, immediately you're establishing a form of trust. They know that you're not just, you know, cunning your way into them by just saying anything, you know, that is not even true. So knowledge is very important. So this would be a fourth point in terms of fourth principle for a person to practice if you want to be successful, right? Be knowledgeable of the subject, the topic, the product, the company, on what you're offering. Fourth principle that I very much adhere to is basically integrity. Okay, and integrity is something that you don't just establish right now with a person, because in the world we live in today, it's so easy. People would check you, they will research about you. So if you have some negativity there in the past, it's something that would immediately reflect, and they'll be wary in terms of doing any business with you, because there's some integrity issues. Yeah. Of course, I'm not saying that the media dictates who you are. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to say is that if you have some issues today in terms of debts, for example, or you own people, you owe money to people, yeah, it's very important that you settle that. You don't leave that at a point wherein, you know, I just tell you an example is that I know someone before that would borrow money from people, but he would never pay them. Yeah. So when he was presenting a business idea to the community, right, the people he borrowed money from and who were not paid went around warning people to be careful of this person. Why is that? Because he left them with a bad integrity. His integrity with his dealing, his borrowing of money is on the shady part. So here he had something, he had an idea, or he had a business that's very good, right? And he would like to share back to the community, but they don't trust him. Why? Because in the past, okay, he had records of being a bad debtor. So in fact, I recommended to this friend of mine to do a debt reconciliation program wherein he settles and he tries to clear his debts, because bad debts would always haunt you because it's bad integrity. So integrity is very important, and it's something that we have to build, because integrity is everything. If you don't have integrity, people won't trust you. Yeah. Then if the trust is not there, then how could you do business? The minute you speak, people will just be running away because you don't have integrity. I can't trust you. And that becomes a major part. And most people, why they don't even get these opportunities, and they keep on saying, hey, can I be forgiven of my past? It's quite difficult, especially for people who got burned. If somehow you've burned people in the past, right, either by not paying them or stealing money from them or in whatever form, it would be difficult. So I always encourage people to always be truthful and to practice integrity. By all means, in any of your dealings, integrity is a major part, or else it's like no one would want to deal with someone who is a thief, who is a scammer. And so you have to be careful with this, because people trust, people could see. They might not, even if they don't see it in the beginning, but other people you've dealt with would always be announcing, oh, don't deal with this guy, he scammed me before. Don't deal with this guy, he cheated me before. Don't deal with this guy because he borrowed money from me and he never paid me back. So these are integrity issues. So you must not create this, meaning you must build integrity. By all means, you must build integrity, good integrity. And the next principle is finding the need and filling it up. That's really one of the principles of business, that if we find a need and we're able to fill up the need, then you'll have continuous business, right? Just like the guy who invented the toilet paper, right? He found a need and he invented the toilet paper. Most of the inventions that we see today came about because of the need of someone, the need of the masses, and everybody is needing it or wanting it. So people created it and it became a tremendous business. So similarly, I use this principle that when I meet with someone, right, initially, that's why I always try to talk and do some due diligence, and I try to find out, what does this person need? Because we all need something. Yeah, what does this person need at this time? Because if I could share something with him that would help him or help her, right, fix his need, then he'll be interested with whatever I will be sharing. So it's very simple. So how do I find the need of the person? Simply by talking to him, right? And if you allow yourself just to listen, you'll find out that either he's got a family member that's probably sick, that he needs money for hospitalization, or there's a need for him to put his kids to school, and we all have our needs. So I just remember the time wherein I was meeting with my partner for the first time, right? He knew exactly what I needed. And he was telling me, you know, Japa, if you do this business with me, you'll be able to fulfill all of those things that you need to fulfill, you know, to be able to raise your family and do the things. So immediately I got attracted to that because I saw, okay, it's going to help me find a solution to my needs right now. So this is a very important point, that in our initial talk with someone, especially if you're into wanting to bring them in as your business partner or as a team member in your sales team, you must look for, find that need and show them that the business you're sharing with them will actually be able to provide for them, provide the need, right? Provide their needs. And so this is a very important factor or principle in wanting to be successful. Find the need and fill it. So we continue our discussion on, or our talking points on the principles of success. So just like I was speaking, that for us to be successful, we must communicate. And the best way to communicate is actually to talk. And the principles behind this talking, in fact, I spoke a lot about it in length, is the art of talking, which deals with the primary principles to become successful. Talking, the T stands for timing, the A stands for appreciation, L, listening, K, knowledge, I, integrity, and letter N is the need. And of course, we have the last point, which we're going to be discussing right now, is to give or giving. So the point on giving, okay, giving, when we speak of giving in talking or for us to be successful, right, we must learn how to give. And when I speak of giving here, it's not about giving money or giving gifts or giving anything tangible, but the best gift you could give someone is your time. And this is very important because business is also about building a relationship. The better relationship you have with someone, the better business trust you could have with them. But relationship is only built when we give time. And the best and most expensive gift we could give someone is our time, because time is precious. So how do I give quality time with someone? When I sit with them and get to know them better, explain to them, being patient and tolerant, being humble, and just really concerned in how I could help this person. Vis-a-vis trying to sell them something. See, when you try to sell someone something, you're rushing, and they could feel you're just after their pocket. Yeah, so they're a bit nervous and wary. Whereas if you're giving, if you're sharing something valuable, they'll give you the time. And they know that you're giving them time because you're sharing them something that would be interest to them, and that is going to benefit them, rather benefit you. So every time I do a business presentation, or use whatever term you would want to use, or I always make sure that this person understands my purpose. And my purpose is that I am sharing, not selling. I am sharing. So there's no pressure on them to buy or to get into, but rather I want them to understand, right, what I'm sharing, and they make the decision whether they want to do it or not. Because their success has to be built upon them diving into the business, doing what it takes for the business to be successful, and they would have to put that time, because I cannot build their business for them. You cannot build businesses for other people. It's only them that could build business, their own business. So this is very important that we are very clear in pointing this out. So just to recap, the principle of success is learning how to communicate, and communication means you need to talk. So talking, or the art of talking, you must be responsible. And the responsibility is that you need to find the right timing. You need to appreciate the person you're talking to. You also need to listen at the same time and be knowledgeable of what you're talking about. Build your integrity, right? Find the need of the person you're communicating or you're talking to. And the last one, give your time. Give them your time, because your time is the most precious gift you could give someone. Time is how we build relationship with others. We must spend time with them, quality time. So these are all principles of success that I've practiced in my business life. Thank you so much. And if you like all these talks we're having, please click the channel below.